3, 2, 1.
Bonjour, mes amis. Welcome to the Game Collection podcast. I'm your marketing boy, Matt, and I'm joined once again by the dashing gentleman from Wales by way of France. He is Mr. Jack here. Jack, how are we doing?
Bonjour. Yeah, I'm good. I'm really good. I just want to reassure the listeners that is the only bit of French you'll hear on this entire podcast. Neither of us. Well, in fact, I've been here nearly 4 years, and Matt speaks more French than I do. So I need to work on that.
C'est vrai.
But it is true. Yes, it is. See, I know what things mean. Anyway, look, hi collectors. Lovely to be here. Episode 25.
We've done it,
25.
25. We're in a quarter of a century.
Insane.
It's a strong innings for like what started as like, oh, should we just hop on for an hour a week and have a little ramble about some games?
This is basically like our weekly meeting, but recorded.
This is therapy, man. This is therapy. That's what this is. Yes,
it is. Yes, it is indeed therapeutic, and you guys play a massive part in that. So, as always, thank you.
Massive thank you. And like we've had some brilliant questions come in this week. So much so that like I don't even care what's going on in the industry, really. I mean, it's quite depressing looking out the window, the proverbial window into games. I just saw Epic have laid off another bunch of people, which is insane because like you'd think the company that makes one of the biggest things on the planet could. Anyway, yeah, that's all dark and grim, and we're not about that. We've just hit a quarter of a century in terms of episodes. You guys are coming with some absolutely banging questions. We're covering Desert Island Discs this week. We're covering Who'd Protect Us from Kratos. We're covering favorite space games, DualSense colors, Hitman missions, epic fails, love and hate. It's all in here. It's all in here, collectors.
Wow.
So yeah, please stick around. And because Jack correctly told me I should do this at the front of the podcast last week. If you enjoy the sounds of our voices coming in your ears every week, please drop us a review, drop us a like wherever you're listening to this, YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Do drop us a review. It really, really, really helps with discoverability. And leave a comment. Like, let us know what you think. We love that. And we'll always respond. Like we'll always do our very, very best to respond. Because that's what you get with us. 2 human beings.
Just 2 silly lads.
Just 2 silly lads.
But yes, no, anything you want to chip in, guys, in terms of comments or subscription, just tell your mates. Tell your mates that the Game Collection has a podcast. Still now seeing people comment, like even after 25 episodes, granted this one hasn't gone out yet, but 24 episodes then on social, posting every week, and there'll still be the odd comment, you guys have a podcast. And it's like, please tell your friends.
Sounds like the marketing team needs to step up there.
That's us.
Yeah. We're too busy marketing all of the amazing deals and games that we have over on the Game Collection for all of your physical gaming needs to actually promote the podcast.
Our reputation may never recover from what you just said. Hey, we like to have fun here.
We do. Hey, look, the Game Collection's been here for 20 years. Hopefully it'll be 20 more. We've been here for 25 episodes. Hopefully it'll be many, many more as well. And because we've hit a quarter of a century, for some reason, I know this is a B, if not a C tier Fall Out Boy song. But I've had centuries in my head this week because I've been thinking about this mini milestone that we've reached. And so centuries is the basis for today's musical number. I can see by your face you're disappointed.
It's more of an F tier Fall Out Boy song. I think anything that doesn't come off from Take Us to Your Grave or from Under the Cork Tree.
Cork Tree is the best album.
I personally prefer Take Us to Your Grave, but that's another conversation for another time in another podcast.
That's for the music podcast that will inevitably set up one day.
We've got so much time, and then in between that, we'll do movies and TV as well. The
podcasts we'll make in heaven, man. Hell, we're probably going downstairs.
We ain't going up. We ain't going up.
But yes, 25 episodes. quarter of a century. So, without further ado, I've got to start this out on the right note, because if it's too high, it will destroy me. Some podcasts get old, Shop 2 could never, I'm told. But look, here comes TGC, a quarter of a century with gaming hot takes so fiery they'll melt your face, will go down in history. A quarter of a century. It started with a basic thought: would people listen to us talk? We chat about games, lay out great plans, answer questions from adoring fans. Who would have thought we'd still be here? 25 episodes in your ears. Games shut their stores, Phil Spencer walked off, but we're still rolling, going strong. Some podcasts get old, Shop 2 could never, I'm told. But look, here comes TGC, a quarter of a century, just two silly lads. Publishers, please don't be mad, we'll go down in history. A quarter of a century and scene.
Bravo.
Some say
bravo,
better than Fallout Boy.
I mean, that was definitely better than anything that followed. Like anything that followed I did with that song, you've just like totally, utterly dominated. I have, superb, thoroughly enjoyed as always. And you just hit the key points, slandering our competitors, and I don't know, but more than anything, you enjoy yourself. When you perform, I feel the enjoyment through my screen. I know you're loving it. Yeah, no, honestly.
I don't know. I just love evangelizing and spreading the good word of the Game Collection through musical parody
and slander.
And it wasn't really slander. I don't think Shop 2 have ever done a podcast.
No, you're absolutely right.
So the facts, the history, the facts bear this out. I believe. But we don't know who they are, to be fair, because the social channels are quite robotic. Anyway, less about them.
Yes.
If you do have physical gaming needs, head over to TGC. But this is episode 25. Welcome to episode 25, quarter of a century, and as we mentioned, some absolutely banging questions from the community. You guys rock. You continue to surprise and delight us with new, weird, wonderful things, and we've got some brilliantly left field stuff. So let's just jump straight into it, and we're kicking off with, it's a classic, but we haven't actually done it on the podcast thus far. So episode 25 feels like a good time to do it. We're talking Desert Island Discs. Sean over on Facebook says, big one this week, lads. You're both sent to live on a remote island for a year, and you can only pick one console, present or old, and 3 games to play during your time there. Which console and which games are you going for? Jack.
That's me. Oh wow. For me, it's the PS2. I grabbed my SNES first, and then I put it back. I gave it a kiss and said I'm sorry, but I'm taking my PS2. And the 3 games are.
First of all, hang on. Why PS2?
Why
over
PS2?
Your SNES? Because I would have thought you would have gone SNES.
Yeah, well, SNES was my first console, as we know. If you've listened before, you'll know how much I just constantly sing its praises. But I think about like being at the age I was when I had my PS2, and it was probably it was the time I was probably the most invested in gaming in my life. And I adored that console. It kind of, like that kind of entering your teenage years and it being like you talking to your friends about it and playing certain games with friends. For me, when I put them side by side, it just like SNES is the reason why I love video games, but the PS2 came along at a time when I was just so invested in gaming that just snuck in as the win.
I love that.
It's a fact.
Yeah. That's sort of, it's funny, isn't it? Like I think I would agree as well in terms of the N64. Well, and the Game Boy before it actually was the thing that got me into games. But the GameCube is what just it was the right time. That was so much like gaming was just an enormous part of my teenage identity, and exactly as you say, you're excited to talk about them in the play, like with mates, like you're going over to your mates' houses, you're trading games, you're swapping tales about games. It's just, take me back, take us back.
The best of times, So that is why the PS2 snuck in for the win. But when it came to picking the games, obviously this is unsurprising to anybody. The Getaway is of course in there. One day we'll get a remake.
I don't think you've ever mentioned that on Twitter. I don't think you've ever mentioned Getaway.
One day we'll get a remake. And as I've said before, I'll probably be dead, but one day we will get a remake. Second game, Medal of Honor Frontline. Just hours of endless replayability. The amount of time I spent on that game, just completing it over and over again. Like, so many great missions in that game. I mean, obviously Omaha Beach at the start is iconic, but just so many cool missions. Blowing up Nijmegen Bridge. Just awesome times. Absolutely adored Medal of Honor Frontline. So that has to be in there. And my third choice is Stuntman, because again, that needs to come to PlayStation Classic, so that needs to just reappear in my life somehow. There goes my cat. I don't know if you just saw the cat fly over the back there. The cat heard Stuntman and was like, ooh.
He's auditioning.
Stuntman.
It's like, get Fox in for motion capture.
My boy. For me, Stuntman's one of those just purely like underrated gems that just doesn't get talked about enough. It's wonderful. The concept was great. The movies in the game were great. Some of those missions, some of those like parts of the movies were incredibly frustrating, but the payoff when you finally completed one of those really, really frustrating scenes was injected into my veins. So those are my three: The Getaway, Medal of Honor Frontline, and Stuntman.
That's a really I will
say that Time Splitters 2 should have been in there, but my thinking was, if I'm on a desert island, I'm by myself. And in truth, for me, the best part about Time Splitters 2 is playing the campaign co-op with a mate, couch co-op. So I love you, Time Splitters 2. You didn't make the cut purely for that reason.
I think that's it, right? Like, there's so many great sort of multiplayer and co-op games that you could whack in there, but like, you're alone on a desert island. So A, no mates, and B, no internet. I'm guessing, unless like Elon's just parachuted in some Starlink stuff, but like,
I mean, it's possible.
Unlikely unless you've given him some Doge.
This is true.
But yeah, that's a top shout, man. Some great games. I nearly went down a similar route, because I would have said, the GameCube is my sort of PS2 parallel, I suppose. I did end up with a PS2 by the end of that generation, but like, I was a Nintendo fanboy all through childhood.
Yeah.
And I think, had I gone GameCube, you'd have Wind Waker in there. You'd have Super Mario Sunshine in there. And I'd probably take Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, or something like that in there as well. But I didn't go that route because I thought, actually, I thought about this way too much. I thought, okay, maybe I'll take a Switch. Very portable. I can take it all the way around the island. It'd be lovely. And because I figured that actually you could cheat quite a bit with something like, if you took Super Mario 3D All-Stars, that's 3 games in one. If you then took Final Fantasy 1 to 6 Anniversary Collection, that's 6 games in one. And then like the on-cart version of GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. Now, I mean, unless you download the patch for that, it's real jank. But then you've got like so many games in like technically 3 carts. And then I thought to myself, man, that's cheating. That's not in the spirit of the question.
I wasn't going to say, well, I was actually going to say, but you've said it for me. So there we go.
Yeah. So what I'd actually do is I'd take my Switch 2. And I'd take a combination of Switch and Switch 2 games, because what I'd do is I'd take Cyberpunk, because that thing, I don't know how they did it, but that thing is entirely on cart and is wonderful. And you've got the first-person shooter awesomeness, but it's also got deep RPG mechanics, and the replayability is boss. So I'd take that. Also, for replayability reasons, I'd take Fire Emblem Three Houses, because it's just hundreds of hours of awesome things, just awesome gameplay and story, and there are loads of different paths through it, and it's just great. And then, so I toyed with Odyssey because it's amazing, but long-time listeners will know that I didn't really get on with Breath of the Wild, despite loving like Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, classic Zelda. But I didn't really get on with Breath of the Wild. But I would, in this case, take a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Breath of the Wild, because I think with all that time and all of that, just, yeah, the vibes, the island vibes, maybe it would be time to give Breath of the Wild a fresh crack at the whip. And look, it's like 97 Metascore, right? Like it's one of the best games ever made if you're using that sort of scale. So I'd want to give it another shot. It's new in that sense, in that I haven't finished it. I haven't played beyond like 15, 20 hours of it. So it would be a new experience for me in a way.
So I'm going to say that choosing, you've only got 3 games to take, and you, of one of those 3 games, choosing a game that you don't know if you get on with yet is a ridiculously stupid idea. Just going to put that out there.
Well, my backup, if
there's no backups,
if that realization came to pass, like if like you met me at the airport and you just slapped me across the face and just like, what are you doing? Here's Bayonetta 2.
There we go. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, we go. Okay,
just protecting me from myself, because we're in this together. Maybe,
indeed.
I don't know.
Well, we're going
not on the
same
island. Different islands.
No, I know, but yeah,
maybe it's like Animal Crossing. Maybe we'd be on different islands, but we could come visit one another.
Oh, that would be nice. I'd enjoy that. That'd be lovely.
Bit of home decor. Bit of like endless bell capitalism.
Matt, I love what you've done with the place.
Oh, look, here's a dog playing a guitar.
Oh, to live in these worlds.
Be wonderful. But yeah, I think I don't know. There's a part of me that's sort of like, surely given a year where I've got like, I mean, Cyberpunk and Fire Emblem keep you pretty busy, but
yeah,
I'll get bored of them eventually, and surely at that point in time, that's the moment for Breath of the Wild to just come in and be like, "Hi, remember me?" And I'll be like, "Sure."
Will you though? Yeah. Again, I stand by my statement of it being a ridiculously stupid idea. But you know, they're your 3. They're your 3 choices, or your 3 mistakes, or one mistake. You do you, my friend. And when we all get home after it, you can tell me how silly you were.
That sounds accurate.
There we go.
Thank you, Sean. If you're listening, let us know. Hit us up in the comments. What would be your desert island console and the 3 games that you would take if you were stranded there for a year? But yeah, massive thanks for that one, Sean. Thanks to Steve over on Facebook, who I love this question, who said, Kratos didn't like what you said about him on the podcast. He is now coming for you. You get to choose one video game character to protect you. Who do you choose? And just to clarify, this is old school God of War 3 mental tits Kratos, not dad of boy. I just want to say, I'm new to this podcast. Shout out, Steve. And I'm making my way through the previous episodes. I'm loving everyone. You both seem like such genuine dudes, and it's a pleasure to listen to you. Physical media forever. So lovely, Steve.
Shout out you, Steve.
I didn't make that up. You can go and you can find Steve's comment on Facebook, and that's a real comment. My man, Steve. Thank you very much. That's Steve. Epic to hear. That really is. Because, just to reiterate, we are in fact 2 silly lads. So yes, that's great. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you. And in answer to your question, I really thought about this. I could have gone with the likes of, I don't know, Samus, or I don't like. Yeah, there's just so many great great options. But for me, I'm just going to take like Vinnie Jones from FIFA. Hardest man in football. He won't take no messing. I do you know what? I actually think that would be a decent scrap. Kratos. Yeah, but you and I both know because we've seen the film Eurotrip, that Vinnie Jones can be defeated by an American college student just singing "Bye, baby, takes the morning train." It's just the best.
I didn't expect that to be in the pod, but epic. Can we do road trip next week? Or maybe Adriano from like PES 5, as we talked about, which he was like 90, was he like 99 out of 100? He was just
that's the
like,
thing. The greatest footballer there has ever been is PES 5 Adriano, like unstoppable machine, like 99 strength,
wall.
Like no one can get will score from anywhere. No one can get the ball off him. He just caved Kratos' head in.
Although I would like to point out, just in case Kratos is listening, that I have never said a bad word about that man. I love Kratos. I love God of War. So Kratos may be coming for you, but he ain't coming for me.
I don't think we've ever said a bad word about Kratos on this podcast, Steve.
You better pray.
I'm praying. But I wouldn't need to pray because we'd be protected by Vinny / Adriano.
Vinny Jones.
and I'm taking Kirby. Because Kirby looks like this lovely, just wholesome, pink little bollock, and then he eats you and absorbs all of your powers. So, who better to fight Kratos than Kratos? But it's also Kirby. And you just spam down B as well, and you just turn into like a freaking brick, just a cosmic brick.
Pink little what? Sorry, but yeah, God. Wow.
We're putting the parental advisory on this one. I already said tits. We're putting the parental advisory on this episode.
Correction, Steve said that.
See, Steve said tits. I'm Ron Burgundy. I just have to read. I just read what's in front of me.
You know he'll read if we put in the teleprompter. But I will say Kirby is an iconic shout, and when all else fails, he'll just suck you up, become you, and beat you up.
And poop you out. Like, he'll just eat you, poop you out, absorb all your gifts.
Take everything that's good about you and leave you for dead.
That's Kirby.
And he's just all pink and smiley. It's savage.
I think we'd stand a good chance with Kirby and Vinnie Jones.
Kirby and Vinnie Jones, like.
And then when we're done and Kratos is no more, and we've got we've got a couple of celebratory, whatever the celebratory libations might be, Vinny'd be able to open them with his eyes,
like bottles.
Yeah.
Shout out Vinnie Jones.
Shout out Vinnie Jones. Shout out
Eurotrip. Underrated movie.
Shout out the best Matt Damon cameo though.
Scotty doesn't know. Yeah. Insane that he's in that movie at the start, man. Just
absolutely mad.
Well, I'd forgotten that Matt Damon. Wow, mind blown. Yeah. Terrible movie, superb moments.
It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
So we've talked about trade-in regret a couple of times on the podcast. And Tony Coffey, shout out Tony, because he always pops up with some killer comments and an engagement over on our Twitter channel. Tony has said, I was recently talking about regretting trading in Pokemon Diamond so I could pay for Smash Brothers Brawl as a poor teen, and I wondered if you guys have a similar trade-in regret. I don't know about you, man. I have so much trade-in regret.
I mean, at the time, it's such a good idea, isn't it? It's just like, oh, look, I put that in and I get the money towards this thing that I now can't possibly live without. And then, of course, the hype fades and the gratification fades, and you just miss that thing you said goodbye to.
I think it's also disposable income as well, right? We sit here as 30-somethings that are able finally to irresponsibly buy nice things.
Quite right.
But that wasn't possible. So you'd have to trade in, and thankfully there were bastions of physical awesomeness with great programs like GameStation, right, where you could go and you could trade things in and buy new things, and it was just like, this is incredible.
So I'm almost certain I'm going to go with, right, I sold my first N64 when I was a kid. And I'm almost certain, right? I'm almost certain that we like listed it in the newspaper for sale when I was a kid, right? And so some guy came and took my N64 and numerous games. And do you know why this for me is probably is my saddest trade-in as such? Is because I have absolutely no idea what I put that money towards. Genuinely, I tried to think about it with this question. I tried to think back to that time and like what it would have been, but like I had a Dreamcast for Christmas, so it wasn't that. Like I honestly do not know what I put that money into, which for me just makes it all the more sad. It's like it's not like I can even say, "Oh, I traded it in to get this." I don't know. I have no idea. I said goodbye to a truly wonderful invention with numerous games, and I have no idea what I replaced it with. I just don't know. So I then got another N64 later in life, but that's not the point here. The point is that what did I even buy? Like, yeah, so pour one out for the N64. If there's like some guy got a great deal, some guy came in and took an N64 and like 8 games off a kid. Yes, he paid money, but feel sorry for me. And now I'm left to ponder why. Yeah. So that's me really. I think that's my saddest.
I think it's true though, isn't it? Like I can't remember too many direct I sold / traded this in so I could get Y. But look, I mean, I think I spoke about this last week or possibly the week before. Like getting rid of my 90s Pokemon cards was just the dumbest thing I ever did. I'm not alone. So many people would have done that. Just a little clear out and just either it's just the worst. The worst is when like there was a tin somewhere, but it just vanished into the ether because you moved house like God knows how many times, and it's just. It's not your nan's. It's not your mum and dad's. Like you don't have it anymore. It's just lost to the world, to the ether, and you're just like, there's several £1,000s worth of Pokemon cards just out there somewhere, and that could have been Max's college fund.
See, I'm quite shocked. I'm quite shocked by that for you because we are very alike in this regard in terms of something like that you just get rid of, or perhaps you mislay them as you mentioned. But as collectors, we keep things, right? We look after things. We find space for things, unless we're trading things in, obviously to buy other things and so on. But I mean, in terms of like things like that, I'm quite surprised that you would have gotten rid of those. But hey, I mean, I see the pain on your face. So
it's just. I think the saddest one for me was long-time listeners will know I'm rebuilding my GameCube collection. It's going quite well, but getting rid of my GameCube to fund an Xbox 360 because I wanted to play it. Like Mass Effect came along, and I needed it. I needed it in my life. Like you guys will know, like I'm a huge BioWare fan before the Doctors left. But yeah, Mass Effect was just that came along. It was exclusive to the 360 at the time, and I was just like, I need that in my life. My mate had a 360. I'd witnessed Halo 3. I was just like, yeah, man, I need this console. Lost Odyssey as well. A lesser known JRPG that was just phenomenally sad as well, man. That thing has an incredibly emotionally moving story. I think it was like 3 or 4. It came on like 3 or 4 discs. Like it was massive. But yeah, there were so many killer games for the 360. I was just like, I have to have this. And I'm pretty sure I sold my GameCube collection to fund it. Now, yeah. I sort of wish I hadn't had to do that, but
hey, look at you now. You're rebuilding.
Look at me now. Like, and to be fair, I got so much enjoyment out of my 360. Like that. That's another one that I did consider for the Desert Island sort of thing. Yeah. But I was like, probably need an internet connection for some of that stuff. But
yeah, but then if you're thinking in that regard, sorry to cut you off there, but I mean, if you're thinking in that regard, then the island has power. Like if we're playing consoles, right, then there are appliances that we are going to be using. So, like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, but then we need an internet connect. No, dude. The palm trees have plugs, clearly, right? So forget all of that jazz, right? Just imagine you can do whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
I still say you probably take your Switch though, right?
I think so. But I do think, yeah, like I look back on the 360 era because that was like uni days. That's kind of like, you know, that kind of era comes a really, really, really close second to that GameCube era for me. Like the 360's library is, in my opinion, kind of unmatched. Well, 360 PS3, that generation's just the quality and the richness and the breadth of games in that generation. But yeah, I think it was trading in my GameCube. Like it made sense. It made perfect sense at the time. But there's a part of me spending all this money on old GameCube games. I'm just like, I could have just kept them. But
then you'd be spending it on something else that you got rid of. Like let's,
yeah.
I'd
find some other combination of plastic and cardboard to sink my money and my time into. And in fact, there's a question about that later on. So we'll get to that. But yeah, thanks, Tony. Great question. Dexter, shout out Dexter. Good to see you again, man. Has asked, with the success of Project Hail Mary, that's where my weekend went. Starfield coming to PS5, Exodus and The Expanse, both hopefully coming 2027. What's your favorite, or what are your favorite space-themed games that aren't Mass Effect or Star Wars? Love you guys. Smiley face. We love you, Dexter. Thank you for the question.
Love you, Dex. And yeah, so I mean, look, there's numerous games here that I always mention. For me, because it's in space. Like, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go a little bit different and say maybe the Dead Space remake or even Callisto Protocol. I loved Callisto. Like I know it was a little bit janky and I know it wasn't polished at launch, but if we're talking about in space, those games literally feel like in space. I mean, the options I could have gone for were the likes of, I don't know, like Lilac Wars, which we all know I adore, Super Metroid, but they take place on planets. With exception to the asteroid field on level 2 of Lilac Wars. So yeah, for me, if I'm talking about a game in space, the Dead Space remake is pretty incredible. And Callisto, man, I had such a great time. So yeah, I'm gonna go there.
I love that. I find it like in movies, I'm not really. I mean, even in games, I'm not like the biggest horror fan, but put it in space, and I'm like, yeah, sign me up, give it to me, inject it into my eyeballs, like. Yeah, so for movies, Alien, love it. Event Horizon, just awesome. And yeah, in games, I love Dead Space. Soma is creepy. Although that's sort of, it's sort of alienish, I suppose. Alien Isolation.
Alien Isolation's a great shout. Yeah,
absolutely terrified me. But I had to play it because Alien.
Just to segue in there just for a second, when you talk about Alien Isolation, like for me, the movie Alien, of course, is mainly a suspense movie, right? Like you don't even see the alien for how long. It's like Jaws, right? Like you're more scared of what it could be rather than what you're actually seeing. And even though obviously the alien is hunting you in isolation, and like it for me, it did that just so incredibly well. It gave you that feeling of walking around the ship, and what you saw in the movie, you kind of got to experience in game. And I just think that is such a difficult thing to achieve. So yeah, Alien Isolation, man, is a great shout. I hadn't even that completely slipped my mind, so I just needed to give that some love there.
I think as well, it's the past tech isn't it? Like it's the 70s vision of what the future looks like, because the tracker is so crap. It's so rubbish. But
why aren't you helping me?
But that's what contributes to, like, it's just this dot and this awful radar, and it's just kind of like, why are you beeping? Stop beeping. Stop intensifying your beeping. Because like, and that's it. Like the beeping is the thing that just builds the dread, and then you hide under a table or in a locker, and then the alien appears. But like, the alien isn't the thing that scares you. It's the dot. It's the dot. And like, and the beeping, man. And it's all of that suspense. And you're right. It brilliantly captures the original Alien. Like, I love James Cameron's follow-up. I love Aliens. It's a wonderful, wonderful action movie. It's just so fantastic. But like, I really enjoyed the fact that that Romulus went back and was determined to be like, no, this is horror, and this is dread, and this is suspense, and this is, in space no one can hear you scream, sort of thing, right? Like, and that's, yeah, man, space horror is the best horror for me.
I loved Romulus. Like, I know all of a sudden we're talking movies, which I also, Dexter, I need to see Project Hail Mary ASAP.
Same.
But yeah, like, all of the time for it.
It's just, it's so great. And it's the same thing with Dead Space in a way. Like, the more action-y you got, I think, don't get me wrong, like, I know the action was sort of dialed up a little bit in Dead Space 2. It's still a terrifying game. Dead Space 2 is so great. Dead Space 3, yeah. But
it's a bit like Alien 3. In fact, Alien 3 is the worst film of all time. So yeah, no.
It's not.
Oh, it's awful.
Oh, it's not. It's just loads of amazing British actors hamming it up.
Not even Child Dance can save this now, honestly. Like, Alien 3 is genuinely, for me,
really
one of the worst. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Is it, what do you rate it worse than Resurrection?
Oh, but by a country mile.
That's wild. That's wild to me.
I would much rather watch Resurrection on repeat than ever watch Alien 3 ever again.
I've got a sort of soft spot for Alien 3. Like, it is rubbish.
A blind spot, maybe.
There's just so much great British ham in that film.
I don't care. It's a terrible movie. Awful.
Yeah, I don't know about Resurrection. Although Resurrection's got Perlman, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Ron Perlman's just great in everything.
Half a mark, at least, in it. Do you know what I mean? That's half a mark increase just for Perlman.
There are certain actors who are just like, I will watch literally anything with you in, and Ron Perlman is one of those actors.
I'm done with that.
Like, backed. What a ledge. What was the question? Oh, space game.
I don't know. To be honest, just no tactics, just vibes, man. Just
vibes. So similarly, I would have loved to have said Halo here. But again, Halo mostly happens on a planet/ring. So there is a bit in Reach where you're in a little spaceshipy thing and you do a bit of dogfighting, but I don't think I can really count that. So in actual fact, it's this. And for those of you who are listening to the podcast and can't see, I'm holding up the only Nintendo DS game that I own. It's called Infinite Space. I have mentioned it once or twice on the podcast before. It's by Platinum Games. They of Bayonetta fame, but it's a weirdly platinum game in that it doesn't involve hyper awesome dialed up to freaking 11 action, and instead it's a weird RPG strategy-esque space opera with weird tactical space battles, and it's really badass and awesome, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it when I played it. It's just phenomenal.
Say less. Yeah.
Infinite Space. That's mine.
It's a great shout. I am unfamiliar, but I wholeheartedly trust your expertise. You have definitely mentioned it before, though.
I have. Yes. It's the only DS game I own. One day, maybe when I'm through with when I'm happy with my GameCube collection, maybe I'll turn my focus to the DS and 3DS. Although the staggering volume of games,
there's some unbelievable games on 3DS.
There are some unbelievable games on the DS and 3DS. But yeah, Infinite Space Infinite Space is up there. Are there any other space games that I really like? To be fair, what No Man's Sky became, I can't. I wish I loved it. I'm so impressed by it. I'm so impressed by it, which isn't the same as loving it. I wish I loved it more than I do. And I feel for me that's mostly because the narrative elements in it aren't solid enough for me. I love story. I love epic sweeping narrative. I love narrative
Yeah.
choice and all that sort of jazz. But like, I have sunk 50 hours into No Man's Sky. Those sorts of really, really open-ended, crafty, like crafting focused things aren't necessarily my bag. But again, similarly, put space in front of it and I'll give it a bash. Like, it just elevates it. Add 2 stars. And it's so impressive what Hello Games did with that game. And I'll tell you what I do love. I love the seamlessness of just jumping in your ship and then blasting off into space. Like, you rock up to a planet and you land, and there's no loading screens. There's no transition. You just glide down to the planet's surface and land and just explore, and it's magnificent. It's so cool.
I'd echo that sentiment, actually.
Yeah.
Again, it's not a game that I personally can play and enjoy, but I have a lot of time and respect. We've mentioned it before, the way in which they took the time to actually deliver what was promised on that game and go above and beyond down the line it should be respected, because when it launched as a retailer, we really struggled with that. It was a really difficult kind of position to be in. It was not the game that it had kind of been penned to be, and to see it now compared to what it was at launch, it's a success story, and it deserves the applause, purely because it took the time to deliver to the fans what it said it was going to.
Yeah, like, we love a redemption arc, and what a redemption arc.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thanks, Dexter. Cracking question. Similarly, Endless Odyssey. Endless, thank you for once again coming in with an absolute banger. You always do. Has asked for another couple of faves from us. So he said, "What's your favorite PS5 controller color?" I'm going to interpret that as design as well. He says, "I'm growing more and more concerned about the next Tomb Raider. We've heard nothing. What is going on?" And then he's targeted this more for me, but we had a conversation about this, and I think we can both answer this question. Is favorite Hitman mission? Like, I have gushed on this podcast about how Hitman Definitive Edition is just one of the best content packages out there as a game, like as a game series. IO just smash it out of the park every single time. There's a great price going right now over on the game collection for it. Just do yourself a favor, and if you like sandboxy, stealthy sandbox awesomeness, just do yourself a favor and pick it up. It's just wonderful. But yeah, let's start with dual senses. You got a favorite design for a dual sense?
Even though I do not own it, I wish I did. The Astrobot controller.
That's a good shout.
Because I am a defender of all things Astrobot. That guy deserved Game of the Year. I will die on that hill. The controller's ace. The little eyes, man. Yeah.
I like they did the happy eyes as well.
Yeah.
Like at the very end.
This is wonderful. Yeah. Just joy. Just joy. Everywhere you look in that game is joy and fan service and fun, and as we've said before, they out Nintendo'd Nintendo to deliver a pretty perfect platformer. So yeah, for me, even though I don't own it, I wish I did the Astrobot controller.
I love that. I do think Sony have phoned it in a bit, because I remember when the God of War one dropped, and I was just like, that's just a red stripe, guys. Come on.
Yeah,
like,
bit
come
disappointing.
On.
The potential was huge.
And I will say, like, the Astrobot one, I think the difference is the Astrobot one is just, it's almost effortlessly charming.
Yeah,
I suppose. Like, it encapsulates everything that you love about Astrobot, I suppose, in its simplicity. So I can forgive it there. You could argue that they sort of phoned that one in as well, but actually, like, I don't think they could have done that one any other way.
No, there's a charm to it, as you said.
It looks so great, and it just perfectly just captures the charm of just it's like Baymax and Big Hero 6 as well. Like, the things that can be done with just 2 dots and a line. It's wonderful. For me, though, I can never look past the anniversary editions. it's just always great seeing that it's It's grey. It's grey and a multicolored logo. I don't know, but it's nostalgia. It's childhood. It brings it all back, and they're just fantastic. And I've got the portal. I've got the anniversary portal, and I've got an anniversary controller. And
can I have that when you die?
Sure. Yeah, I will bequeath it to you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Genuinely,
it probably won't work.
Not genuinely. We need to have a conversation about that, and you will after this pod. Just make sure. I'll speak to Ali. It's cool.
Nice.
I'll have my people call your people. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, there are some that I've looked at and gone, I love, I like the ideas behind this, but just the execution just seems a little bit like you just whacked a logo here and a little bit of texture there, and it's just a bit, I will say, I think
opportunities, right?
Yeah, I do. Like, I haven't played an enormous amount of it, but I had to get the Helldiver controller because I thought that looked absolutely banging.
That was cool.
And I need to get the I think the Final Fantasy 16 one was only actually released in Japan, but I crave that and need it in my life.
Yeah, as a staunch Final Fantasy fan and defender of the franchise, you do indeed need that. And I'm going to say this on behalf of the community that I'm not a part of. Until you get that, you're a fake fan.
Also, for any long-time listeners playing Matt and Jack Bingo, Final Fantasy and Halo already mentioned. On my side, the Getaway mentioned on Jack's. So,
and look, just in case, but I know that I have no plans to say it. Dino Crisis. There we are. Mentioned. All is well.
Love it. So yeah, that covers the PS5 controller bit. Favorite Hitman mission?
So, I've actually gone back to Hitman 2 Silent Assassin on PS2. And I believe it's the first mission in the game where you go to like a Sicilian mansion or like an Italian mansion, like just out in the sticks. And yeah, you go in and kill a mob boss. And yeah, that was just epic to me. As a young teen playing that mission, I played the hell out of that game. To be fair, I loved Hitman 2 Silent Assassin. I loved Contracts and Blood Money. All fantastic. But Silent Assassin, Hitman 2 for me was my favorite. It's what absolutely pulled me in. And I'm almost certain it's the first mission in like that Sicilian kind of house where you go down, it's got a pool and you're going into the house and there's just guys everywhere and you go down into the basement and I'm sure there's somebody being held captive. And yeah, just awesome. Absolutely awesome. It was my first introduction to Agent 47. And what a wonderful time it was.
What a wonderful time. Good old murderous Baldylocks.
With a barcode.
What a lad. But I think my favorite in the series is probably Blood Money.
Okay.
And shout out, there's a Mardi Gras, there's a New Orleans level where like it's Mardi Gras and there's just huge swathes of people everywhere, and like you can disguise yourself in a bird suit and just mess people up. It's so great.
I can't remember that.
But my favorite one, I think my favorite one is before that. It's called A New Life, and you're there's a guy in witness protection in the suburbs, and it's his kid's birthday party, and you just go in and take him out. And there are so many, like you can disguise yourself as like a clown, an FBI agent. You can you can pretend to be the pool boy and like try and seduce the wife to get access. Rig the barbecue, booby trap a child's toy. It's just wonderful. And it just every single time I think about like the minute that question came in terms of like favorite Hitman ever, I just went suburbs, kid's birthday party, witness protection, coming to the door as the clown. And then offing everyone. Just wonderful.
All this just makes me excited for 007 First Light, to be honest. This conversation here now, it's just it's got potential, right? I'm really excited.
It's gonna be really good. I think it's make it where I now just want to go play Hitman all afternoon. Because what I'm interested to see with 007 is I think it'll be because Hitman has some great potential for silliness. Some real silliness. And I don't know if 007 is necessarily going to have that. Or even actually if it needs it. Because if they go the other way and they absolutely nail the cool, that's the question, I think. I know IO can do an incredible stealth sandbox. Can they nail the cool and the cinematic awesomeness of Bond? And I think they can, but I think that's
I think it'll probably lean into some of the way, for me, there was nobody better at delivering one-liners than Roger Moore. That kind of almost silliness, but delivered with charm and coolness. I think they probably lean into some of that. And I think I don't think it'll go too far, like you said. Like nobody's going to be rocking up in a clown suit ready to off some guy. But I think it's probably going to lean into that, and I think it has the potential to do that very well. I liked how when we saw the playable, obviously, which everyone has now seen, when we first saw it at Gamescom last year, when he sneaks in through the window and the maid says to him about it, I can't think what he says about I'm like something about security. I need to see your boss, like something about I can't remember, but the way that line is delivered. It's just like the coolness and the taking control of the situation. You've been caught, but you talk yourself out of it. You talk your way out of it, and it's very Bond. So I think it has bags of potential, and of course, as you mentioned, with the pedigree that IO have, I am not worried. And let's not forget 007 First Light you can pre-order over on the Game Collection with not one, not two, but triple rewards right now.
That's right. That's actually valid. That's valid on all versions. So, if you want that Legacy Edition, you go get it.
I'll do that again because not one, not two, but triple makes no sense. So not single, not double, but triple rewards.
Come on down.
Come on down. The audience is saying higher. Do you want to go higher or lower?
I'm very excited for First Light.
Me too.
Cool. Yes, thank you, Endless. Just regulars coming in with the absolute bangers. Shout out Vinla. What's one section you hate in a game you absolutely love?
Just Silent Hill 2 is perfect. Toluca Prison is not. Let's be honest. Don't really want to talk too much about it. I've been working through it recently with my therapist, and we're really getting somewhere. So I don't want to give it too much time. I do stand by my statement that I've said on previous pods that I would rather go to actual prison than back to Toluca Prison, which is why I will probably never play the Silent Hill 2 remake again. That being said, it is a truly wonderful remake, and everyone should play it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Toluca Prison, great. To quote Matt Gardner, get in the sea.
Fair.
Absolute hole of a place. Absolute hole.
The same can be said for the library in Halo. Just any flood level, really. I don't really like. So there's a bit in Halo 3 where it's just a slog through like Gravemine's colon, and it's just like, why are we here? Like, why aren't I just taking down 2 scarabs again, like an absolute boss?
Yeah. The Astrobot level underwater, like that really annoyed me.
Yeah.
I don't like water levels. I don't want water levels.
No.
Like Mario, even like old school, like even Super Mario World or like any Mario game where it puts you under. I don't want to be underwater.
The water temple in Ocarina of Time. Like it's got one of my favorite bits. That battle with Dark Link is probably like one of the best boss battles or mini boss battles. But like there's just too much time spent trying to navigate that enormous maze and work out if you've got the right key. It's just it drags, man.
You're making me dry heave here.
Yeah. I also wanted to give a shout out, or it's what's the opposite of a shout out? I wanted to say down with this sort of thing to the Batmobile bits in Arkham Knight as well.
Okay.
You've got a real like a 9 out of 10 game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the Batmobile should be really badass, but they force you to use it way too much. And then there are those forced vehicular combat bits that are they're just bad. They're just
unenjoyable,
and I don't want to be doing it. And yeah, so yeah, I loved Arkham Knight, but I loathed those sections.
say less.
And to be honest, do you know what? I this might be controversial, but most driving missions in GTA.
No, that's not controversial. I don't like driving missions either.
Most driving missions in GTA are absolute bobbins. Because the driving in GTA has never actually been brilliant.
No, it's not. It's it's temperamental.
It's you play Sleeping Dogs and you're like, this is what driving in an open world game should be like. It's just, it's really simple. Just hire some Need for Speed devs. But yeah, for all of the money that goes into GTA, I'm really hoping that they finally just work out how to make driving fun, because they haven't yet. They haven't yet. Apart from in Vice City doing wheelies up and down the main strip, which is my favorite thing.
Vice City mentioned, just special place in my heart. Just tick that box with pride.
But yeah, the Batmobile can get in the sea, which shouldn't be a sentence.
No, it shouldn't.
And yet it is. Cheers, Vinler. The immaculately named, as always, Farty McSprout has come in with what game or series do you consider yourself to be so terrible at it's embarrassing? For me, it's Smash Brothers, he says. Thank you very much, Farty. Jack, what are you embarrassingly bad at?
Do you know what? I'll say it with my chest. I suck at Zelda games, man. I suck at Zelda games. In fact, I think the only Zelda game I've ever properly completed was Link Between Worlds on 3DS, which I adored. I absolutely adored. But it's one of the only times that I've felt comfortable playing a Zelda game and enjoyed it. It's really strange. I didn't complete Breath of the Wild. I got to the 4th Divine Beast, and then it I can't remember what happened. Did something else come out on Switch? Or I can't remember. I just kind of thought, I'll have a little break, and I just never gone back. Again, stunning game. I know you mentioned it earlier. Beautiful looking game. And I had fun with it, and I did. But I suck at Zelda games, man. I sucked at Ocarina of Time. I sucked at Majora's Mask. Wind Waker, I was actually fairly decent at. That was probably behind Link Between Worlds, the one that I probably played the most. But yeah, it's no shame here, and there's no embarrassment when I say I suck at Zelda games. There it is.
Yeah. And for me, it's Souls-likes. I just suck at them, and I can't be bothered to get good. I don't have the time. Don't have the time. I wish everyone well. I love that you love them. I want to love them because the art design is so great, and I love the sort of hidden, peel back the layers of the onion approach to lore is just great. I think Miyazaki is a genius, but I just can't. And I'm not even embarrassed by it. It's just the way that it is. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. I think from an embarrassing perspective, I no longer really play online shooters because, again, I don't really have the time to be good at them and to invest the time required to stay good at them. Because I used to be not bad. I used to play a lot of SWAT on Halo Reach, Halo 4. And Halo's always been, a preferred first-person shooter, I suppose. So, but I've never really gotten into COD. I'm not good enough. I don't have the time to be good enough, and that can be embarrassing. The same is true of FIFA and FC, right? There was a time when, again, I used to love going online and playing, and I just don't have the time to be not even good, but just solid enough to not get annoyed and not just be embarrassed when you're getting embarrassed by a 9-year-old, and it's just and I have all this to come because I have a son now and I have all of this to come. But there'll be a period before that where I trounce him at Mario Kart. And it's the learning process through which he must go.
It's a rite of passage
before he inevitably surpasses me. And just beats the hell out of me. But yeah, It's not really embarrassing, but any Souls-like, man.
No shame in that, man. We're all friends here. We're all here for you.
Thanks, man. This is a safe space.
It's a safe space. With Vinnie Jones.
With Vinnie Jones. Protected by Vinnie Jones and Kirby. I love it. Thanks, Farty. And thanks, Luke Scanlon over on Facebook for coming in with an epic question as well, asking, outside of games, what's your next favorite physical media to collect?
Vinyl. I love me some vinyl. Yeah, been building that collection.
You've got some cracking vinyl as well.
Been building that collection for
one
a
of which I'm
years,
incredibly jealous of.
Which is?
This is the Jimmy Eat World one, man.
You're not having it.
What? Hang on. What about signed, no? My people are going to get in touch with your people
as well.
Yeah,
it's signed by Jim Adkins. I took it with me to Birmingham Glee Club, and I waited outside. And I met Jim Adkins, and he signed my Bleed American vinyl. And I met him, and he was a wonderful man. And there was a white light around him, and we shared a conversation for a number of minutes. And I left feeling fulfilled. That whole thing about don't meet your heroes. No, sometimes you can. And it's a really bloody lovely experience. Jim Adkins.
I can't imagine Jim Adkins being anything less than just lovely.
He's so nice.
Just the nicest man.
Yeah, he really was.
An incredible songwriter.
That too. We've actually both going to see Jimmy Eat World this summer, albeit in different places. You had the opportunity to come to the same place as me, and we could, spend an evening together singing our favourite songs. And that was the plan, of course. And then you turn around, you're like, I've got Jimmy tickets. I'm like, awesome. You're like, yeah, I'm not coming to Cardiff though. And I'm like, oh, cool. There goes the, those things we talked about for hours.
Had to alter it for the babysitting, man.
I don't really care, to be honest. Just extenuating circumstances are no good here. I have no time for you anymore. We were going to share a summer evening in Cardiff Castle singing Jimmy songs, and now we're not.
To be fair, Cardiff Castle would have been the preferred venue. Gunnersbury Park is going to be fine, but it's not Cardiff Castle.
What's actually funny is Luke, who's asked that question, he's a very good friend of mine, and I'm actually going to Jimmy with Luke.
Oh.
And of course, you would have met Luke Scanlon, the guy who sometimes asks the questions. So poor Luke, man. Poor me.
I'm sorry, Luke.
Poor bloody me. I'm really glad we got this out live on the pod. That's not live, but you know what? You better not edit it out. You better keep it in.
It's staying in. But the only reason I can go and be happy and comfortable and yeah, is that I can drop my infant son off at his aunt's, and his aunt is like 15 minutes walk from Gunnersbury Park.
Cool.
So,
yeah, just in case you missed that, I don't care. There we go. Just in case anybody else out there, I don't care. I don't care. Sorry, Max, I don't care. Okay, so yeah, look, to answer Luke's question, Luke actually has an immense vinyl collection, and yeah, I've been really happy to be building this up over a number of years now. It's just a really lovely experience to be able to go back and buy some of your favorite albums on vinyl, especially when you get obviously like anniversary releases and so on. There's something about that which is just really special. You've got Record Store Day. Yeah, a lot of stuff in there to just really just enjoy and celebrate your favorite albums. And of course, most new albums that come out now get a vinyl release as well. So yeah, loving it. How about you?
I am quite a bad collector. So like there's no real consistency. I'm a bit scattergun. Like you can probably tell from the hair. I'm sort of all over the place. So there's no real coherence to my collecting outside of games. Except just I'll occasionally just start pulling in things from series and IP that I love, right? So yeah. One of the things is recently, so I love Firefly. Absolutely adore Firefly. It was cancelled way too early. But like, so I've got the original, I've got that one season on DVD and on Blu-ray. I have a bunch of the original Funkos. They are super hard to find now. I think I've got all of them now, apart from Mal. I think, I'm going to be paying triple figures for. But they just re-released a bunch. So they did a new series. So I've started collecting those as well. But I suppose the closest thing is probably Lego.
Okay, yeah.
I have a fair amount of Star Wars Lego, but I really like the brick heads. So I'm trying to get a complete Star Wars Lego brick heads collection.
Nice.
And I've got all of the Lord of the Rings ones. And they're really handy because they're very small and you can get them and they look great as a set, and yeah, it's just very, very cool. But yeah, as anyone who also collects Lego will know, you just run out of space. So like I've got there are so many sets just sat in the box in my cupboard, and I'm not hoarding them. I'm not hoarding them so I can resell them. I want to build them all. Like Rivendell is sat in my cupboard, and I desperately want to build it, but there's nowhere for it to go. So yeah, I think once Max has stopped running headfirst into things and is far less of a liability, I will finally treat myself to the UCS Millennium Falcon and do the dream of putting it in a massive glass coffee table that's sort of interior is decked out like the Death Star hangar.
Man.
Like I will treat myself to that. But to be fair, I've actually got to acquire it so I don't miss out on that, because there will come a point where it's no longer available to buy. So sorry, wife. That might have to happen this year.
It's on the pod, so now it has to happen.
How much are kidneys going for?
Find out.
Asking for a me. But yeah, I suppose the closest thing is Lego. I'm desperately trying to resist, now that we do a lot of the marketing we do all the marketing for the collectibles side of the business as well. I'm trying to resist Pokemon cards. I'm trying to resist that. Because
I've managed to so far as well. But
that's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope, man. Although there's a Destined Rivals up there.
I'm trying to Chocobo bundle.
I don't even play Magic. I just
love Final Fantasy.
Love Final Fantasy. What's wrong with me, Jack?
So you've got that, but you haven't got the Final Fantasy 16 DualSense. Fake fan, told you. Community, get him.
I do. I need to find a decent import price for that controller because I need it in my life.
Yes, you do.
I will have it. It will be mine. It will be mine before the end of the year.
Okay, it's on the pod now. It must be true.
There it is. I've said it on the pod. But yeah, thanks, Luke. Yeah. Thanks, Luke.
Physical media forever.
Physical media forever. We've got 3 more to get through. Stuart Davies over on Facebook has said, I have a question. I know we have instant access with the internet and phones now, but I can't be the only one who misses a complete game guide. I used to buy one alongside games like GTA. It would give you information on everything like characters, the map, item locations, rare vehicles. Do you think gaming misses this? Even though it's purely financial and we know this is the reason it no longer happens, like physical copies of games, I love a physical game guide. And I'll tell you what, Stuart, you're in great company because so do we.
Oh yes, I have the fondest memories of just like carrying my Super Metroid guide under my arm, like around the place as a kid, like a Bible. Actually, that was before it was replaced by the Pokemon Handbook, which I also carried around like a Bible, which fell apart eventually. Yeah, game guides were a wonderful thing. Just the everything is there that you need, just in case. You know, and I think back when the internet wasn't a thing. Like, what was it, Games Master on the TV, when people were like having to go on and ask about bits they were stuck on in games because they didn't know how to get past it.
Patrick Moore's there.
Like, unbelievable. So yeah, the instantaneous nature of the internet now means you can access anything at any time. Somebody on YouTube has taken time out of their life to record an 8-hour tutorial of something. Incredible. But for me, yeah, game guides, bring them back en masse.
I think it speaks as well to like the heyday of gaming's presence on the high street. So like going into Game or Game Station, you'd always have the bundle. There'd be a game and a Prima strategy guide, and you'd just buy both at the same time. And then you'd be able to read the guide on the way home. And in fact, that was the beauty of a game guide. You could experience the game even when you weren't playing it. So it's just like, I've got to break my massive gaming session to go take a poo. Like, doesn't matter. I'm going to take the guide with me. Where are those? Where's that Jiggy I haven't found in Banjo-Kazooie? oh, this looks so great. It would like fuel your anticipation of future levels potentially as well. I loved it. I loved it so much. I had it for Banjo. I had it for Zelda. I had it for Perfect Dark.
Nice.
Just so, they were so great. And actually, it gave you a better appreciation of like level design as well. Because I used to get them for like completionist bits on like the on platformers, right? And it just gave you just this awesome extra level of appreciation for like game design. And yeah, just this way of delighting. And it's the same thing with manuals as well. Just this way of delighting in this game beyond the screen. It's just great. I just love
the
it.
Smell of a manual. It's the smell of the inside of a game, like a brand new game with a manual and the.
I used to really like, because like Prima always used to have like the red stripe right at the top of the spine that said Prima Strategy Guide, and so you'd line them up on the shelf and they'd look, they'd be uniform and they'd look like the same, but they'd have the different, like they looked great on the shelf as well. Shout out, there's a TikToker, I think it's Craig's Gaming Corner, and he's a big strategy guide collector, which I think is that's such a cool niche thing to sort of amass again. Like, and if you can find them in great condition, and you're also collecting kind of retro games as well, that's a wonderful pairing. I think it's just brilliant. Yeah, strategy guide's a boss.
Amen to that.
They're so good.
Bring them back.
But I love that GameFAQs exists, right? And guides writers for, I think guides departments for those larger media websites like your IGNs, your Eurogamers, they're big business now. They're massive business. Because the first thing so many people do when they get a new game is like 5-10 beginners tips for GameX, like spoiler-free beginners tips for GameX, because people don't have enough time. and you get into that sort of FOMO because there are more games that you want to play and you don't want to miss everything. And I think I'm definitely more apprehensive now in terms of like, so often there's so much that I want to play and I have so little time that I'm like, I want to see as much on this one playthrough that I'm probably going to get to do. So that's when I'll turn to a guide potentially and be like, because I do get some of that FOMO sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for the question, Stuart. Absolute banger.
Fire question.
Liam Simcox, who comes in with some fantastic questions, has asked another one. And he said, if you had to trap your co-host in a game world for a year, which game would you choose? And I'm assuming here, we've assumed negative connotations, because like trapping someone in a place sounds a bit punitive. It sounds like we're not doing this necessarily for fun.
No, true. See, I'm going to change my answer because I was originally going to drop you into the PT demo for a year. But
you've seen that video, you know how terrified I am.
Because that footage exists and I can view it whenever I want to. I don't have to imagine that. I actually have that. So, you know what? Like that's a very real thing, collectors.
Those 15 minutes felt like a year.
Yeah. What a wonderful watch that was for me. But because of how much you struggle with horror games, I'm going to drop you into the Baker Mansion in Resident Evil 7, because honestly, Resi 7 is probably the scariest game I've ever played. It's the scariest Resi game, and
I don't want to.
It just made me so uncomfortable in so many parts. It's an incredible game. And yeah, I'm just going to drop you in there with the with the Bakers for a lovely meal. And I wander around their abode. There's some great things to find. Please do go outside to the outhouse to see Marguerite Baker's wonderful creations. There's some rather large creepy crawlies in there, and Marguerite herself really dresses up for the occasion. At one point in particular, where she really makes an effort, and I've never been more scared in all my effing life. Anyone that's completed that game in VR, I stand, not literally, but I stand and salute you. But yeah, enjoy Resi 7, enjoy the Baker Mansion. All the best.
Thanks, man. That's horrific.
Welcome.
That's horrific. I hate you. That's horrible. That's horrible.
Just in case you didn't get
I thought this was nothing but love.
Yeah, no, I
you
don't
mustachioed fiend.
I still don't care. Here we go. This is what happens when you leave me in Cardiff for the Jimmy Eat World gig on my own with Luke.
You're not going to be on your own. You're going to have Luke there with you.
Pretend I am, though.
I don't feel bad anymore. I don't care.
Oh.
There we go.
Look at us. Look at us.
Look at us. Look at us not caring.
Look at us not caring.
Deeply caring about not caring.
Go on then. Hit me with it. Where are you dropping me? Come on.
That's a great shout, by the way. I would hate that so much. I thought about popping you in the world of Prey, because I know that you, like me, are an arachnophobe, and the mimics look a lot like facehuggers from Alien, and they can be anything, and they can be any object. You could go try and grab a glass and get yourself a drink of water. Oh no, it's turned into this spidery facehugger thing, and that would be absolutely terrifying. But so I thought about that. But we both know that actually you sort of also just love being terrified. So there'd be a part of you that would really enjoy that. But the thing that you don't enjoy at all is a massive sprawling world with loads and loads and loads of choice and opportunity, and an inventory management system, and a character creation suite. So I'm dropping you in Crimson Desert, my friend. I'm dropping you right in Crimson Desert. It's twice the size of Skyrim. It's going to take you years to get across that map. And in order to do it, you're going to have to navigate controls that are fiendish and sometimes kind of make no sense, especially if you're playing on PC. And you're going to have to navigate an inventory management system that I would be fine with, but it's going to send your brain round the bend.
Now, that I care about. That I have real problem with. Yeah, it's not for me. It's not for me. I've said many, many times, RPGs, open worlds, and just stuff that overwhelms me beyond any normal reason is not for me. You've just reminded me of, I retweeted it actually on the Game Collection page yesterday, I think it was. Somebody went to the very end of the Crimson Desert map and got eaten by a giant whale. And so me thinking of that now means I'm going to spend 3 months walking across a map twice the size of Skyrim just so I can end it all and get eaten by a whale.
The beautiful thing about that is there are so many other ways to get across the map, but you'd never be able to find them because you'd have to learn the game's systems, and you can't do that. No.
Just sit down and cry. I actually sit down and cry and beg passers-by to carry me to the sea. I will pay thee. I will cross thy palms with silver if thou taketh me to thy ocean. Yes. No. Awful. I would indeed hate it.
Oh, what a wonderful question.
Having played Crimson Desert last year at Gamescom, where it felt like I was having to press like 5-button combos to swing a bloody sword, I'm so out. Don't drop me in Crimson Desert, please. I beg. I won't put you in Resi either. I'll put you in something you love. I swear. Please don't. Please.
I think I'd have a great time in Crimson Desert. It'd be great. I'd ride a dragon. I'd just be able to do that flying thing that what's the main character that Cliff can do?
Cliff, man.
Like yeah. I'd have a lovely time of it. But
how do you pronounce the name of the land? Is it Pywell?
Pywell.
Yeah, it just sounds so Welsh.
It looks so incredibly Welsh.
Yeah, it just looks Welsh. Yeah, which I'm here for, to be fair. That's the only thing about that game that I'm here for.
Yes, but you ran away from Wales.
This is true. I did.
And even more reason why it's such a diabolical choice.
You're an awful person, all the way to your core. There's
no French Riviera here, my friend. Just dragons. No. Here be dragons and inventory management systems, Jack.
Stop the world. I want to get off.
Banging question, Liam. Thank you so much for that. That was such great fun. We have one more question, which I think is going to be very easy to answer, and it comes from Michael Lockerbie. Shout out Michael. Always pops in with a question. Always leaves a comment on our podcasts over on Spotify. Be like Michael. And Michael says, I'm short of time this week, so I thought you guys might like an easy one. Can you recommend a website I could go to for all of my physical gaming needs?
Well, Michael, it's funny you should say. You want to, in fact, you know what? No, I'm not going to take this one. I'm gonna let you see it out in true Matt Gardner style.
All I would say is that for all of your physical gaming needs, check out the Game Collection.
That's
Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you very much, everyone who sent in questions. That is a quarter of a century. Roll on the next 75.
25 and still alive.
Oh, yeah. We will be back. We will be back next week, I believe, for episode 26. So yeah, do keep an eye out on Mondays for Jack's post canvassing for questions. Keep them coming, especially the left field ones. We absolutely love them.
Yeah, as you can tell, Vinnie Jones has made an appearance in this pod. So that's
going to be the thumbnail, by the way. The thumbnail is going to be that scene from Eurotrip, and I'm not even gonna photo edit it. It's just going to be Vinnie Jones like.
I'm so here for it. So here.
But yeah, do drop us a comment, do leave a like, a subscribe, follow us, leave a review if you can. We really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one. But thank you so much for listening. Next one. Thank you for your questions, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, team. See you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.